Hi, I'm Patrick Roberts, maker of Rapid Resizer. I'm going to show you how to use it to make and print beautiful, full-size arts and crafts designs on your home printer. Now you get to it by going to rapidresizer.com. If you haven't bought it, you'll see a page like this. Here you can try it out first and make sure it'll do what you need. If you click the Try It Now button, that'll plug in a sample design. And with this, you can use just about every part of the program and even print the design out full size to make sure that everything works for you. You can also use the tools on the site to make a design of your own or upload one from your computer and preview how that would work in the Rapid Resizer. You can do just about everything but print. If you've bought the service, it'll probably log you in automatically. If not, you just click on the login button at the top, enter your password, and that'll take you to its main page. Here's where you can resume an old design, upload one, or make one. Whenever you want to work on a new project, you'll want to come back to this page and start here, and you can reach it by clicking this icon in the upper right on almost any page of the site. Now with any version of it, it'll usually remember your last project for a while so you can easily resume it, and that'll be right here. If you have the Designer or Pro versions, it will automatically save your designs online so you can easily resume them from any project or from any device. You can use this control to upload designs from your computer. So that'll accept any picture file or PDF. But in addition to existing designs, Rapid Resizer has a number of tools ranging from the simple to the complex and powerful to make your own. There's the very popular letter stencil maker, so here you can use about 80 different fonts and a number of options to quickly make a letter, number, word, or whole sentence or paragraph design. There's also the picture stencil maker. What this does is takes a photograph or a colored drawing, any kind of picture, and instantly turns it into a rough black and white line drawing. There are a number of options you can play with to adjust the result, so this is kind of a handy, quick way to turn something into at least a good starting point for a pattern. That also leads in well to the next tool, Rapid Resizer's Designer. Here you can draw a design. Here's the one I happened to be playing with previously from the stencil maker. You can draw a design from scratch and print it full size with the Rapid Resizer, or you can take an existing design and easily white out parts of it. For example, if you had a rough pattern produced by the picture stencil maker, you can put it in here easily, white out parts, lines you don't need, add perfect lines, and then print that out. Also, another easy way to get you started is the over 100 free designs I include with the service, and you can do anything you want with those, include them in, of course, projects for sale. You can even distribute the patterns on your own site. I'll give you a glance of them before I carry on. A number of these are more for stained glass, but there are also many more general purpose designs. Now if you have a scanner, you can get your design from that. If it gives you instructions for that, and if you have a Windows computer, there's a program you can download that takes care of automatically pulling the design from your scanner and sending it straight into Rapid Resizer for you. The site also has a nice help system. It has a number of tutorial videos in addition to this one. You can instantly search for answers to common questions, and you can of course contact me. If you're having a problem, it's best to contact me on the page where the problem is occurring. There will be a help button at the top right. On the Designer, it's in the drop-down menu, but on every other page, it's in the top right. Click on that, and ask me your question here, that'll automatically include a lot of information about the problem, so I don't have to ask you a bunch of silly technical questions. Another neat way to get free designs for Rapid Resizer is using its free pattern or stencil search. This actually just plugs into Google image search with a number of options automatically set to make it really easy to find all the free designs on the internet through Google. When you're there, what you want to do is when you get to the website with the design, make sure you're getting the most detailed copy of it on the screen. It'll typically be the largest on the screen. Save that to your computer, and then you can use this form or the one on the previous page, this button, to upload that into Rapid Resizer. There are a couple other little tools. These are more experimental things I'm trying out. This is the Geometric Design Maker. It kind of makes a whole design from scratch using kind of basic geometric elements. That's still kind of a work in progress. A little more interesting is the Celtic Knot Designer. This makes it easy to draw perfect Celtic knot shapes. It's already usable, it needs a little work, but if you're into Celtic knots, that's a fun thing to play with. For this demonstration, we can start with the letter stencil maker. I've already actually put in a kind of interesting design here. What I've done here is it's on 2 lines, and I put a space before the R, the second R, and then you can use the options to adjust the letter and line spacing to get some interesting effects. That's kind of a cute overlap there. And we could try a slightly different font. Yeah, that looks all right. Actually, I like the original better. Then once you have your design, you can easily click the Print Any Size button, sends it straight into the Rapid Resizer. Now this is the main page for when you're working on a particular design. If it's already how you want it to be, you can just type in your size and go ahead and print it. I should just explain what this preview here means. The blue boxes are the pages that your design will be printed across, and the orange box, make it a little easier to see. The orange box is the area of the original design itself. Mainly that's so you can see whether it needs to be cropped. When you want to print a design to an exact size, you have to make sure all the empty space around the edges of the design is cropped out. Otherwise, you'll be enlarging empty space, and the design will be smaller than you expected. All the designs out of the Word Stencil Maker are already perfectly straight and cropped, so you don't need to do it here. But if you had a design from another source, it might be padded and at an angle, and you'd want to fix that first. So in that case, don't bother entering any sizes until you're ready to print. And first take a couple detours to these other steps to adjust your design. You can rotate it, flip it. This design's already straight, so we can just ignore that. If there was space, you can easily crop it. You just drag the edges of the box to fit the part of the design you actually want. You want it right at the edge of the design to ensure an accurate resizing, and then you'd click Apply and proceed to the next step. Another really useful feature is Save Ink. The Word stencils they're black and white. They have perfectly thin lines, so they're ideal designs. But with just about anything else, there might be color or thick lines, or if it's a scan, there might be kind of a light gray in the background. This all wastes ink and makes it for a less useful design. The ink saver makes it really easy to fix all of those problems. Now here's another chance to show another feature of the help system. On many of the pages, if you click help, there'll be a show instructions button, and this will take you through a tour of all the elements of that page or step. And you can just click around as it guides you through the parts of the page. It shows this automatically the first time you visit a page, but if you skipped it or forgot it, you can play it again through there. Well, you probably want to see a resizing now, so I'll get right to that. Let's make it a little larger. See how 17 inches looks. There's a good size. Just click print. And it gives you a couple pointers to make sure the print settings are right so it comes out the size it should. Now how this looks depends on your computer, which web browser you have, but what you'll get is the kind of full real preview. You should look at this closely and make sure everything looks right. And then you'll have the option to, for real, send it to your printer. Now technically it's making these as a PDF file. So that's just a common document file, so that means if you make a resizing, you can share it with your friends, you can upload it to the internet, and they can print that full size without needing the rapid resizer. So that might make you pretty popular with your friends, although they might be pestering you so often. Hopefully you'd tell them to buy their own copy of the rapid resizer. Now you have a lot of other options with setting the size. By default, you can just enter a width or height, and it automatically sets the other dimension to be proportional to avoid stretching or squeezing the design. But if you want to change the proportions, just type in different numbers for each the width and height. You can also resize by percentage. Now the accuracy of this depends on whether there's accurate information in the file about the original size of the design. Often there's not, so that means you'd have to measure the original, type that in, and then you can enter whatever percentage you want to enlarge it to. 200% would make it twice as big if you want help with the math for that. Another neat option is resize by part. Instead of giving the size of the overall design, you can say that you want this particular, say you want a circle in your design to be exactly 3 inches in diameter. You can drag this line across the diameter circle, type in 3, and it'll automatically figure out what the overall size of the design should be. Now, there are a number of other things you can do to your design from here besides just getting it straight and cropped and avoiding wasting ink before you set the size and print. There's a border maker. So this is a handy way to instantly add a nice border. You can change the size, you can change the padding between the border and the design. There are a number of different border types. And you can even add little notches to the border. And there are elliptical borders as well, or circular. Now you can also put any design into the designer and then alter it here. So you can zoom in. Say you wanted to remove some parts. You can change the shape there. Move that around. You can add a line. This drawing tool is fun because it lets you draw freehand, but then it automatically smooths it. And then you can improve that line further by moving and deleting the points until it's in position. And then you can just click here to take this back to the resizing step and print it out or make other changes to it. A really fun feature is the coloring. This lets you color in the pieces of your design with real material, stained glass from a number of manufacturers, wood, fabric, and of course just solid simple colors. So this can be really handy for getting an idea of what your design will look like before you print it, or to show a client to give them some idea. So there's already a few kinds of material in the palette here. There's spectrum glasses, light green water glass. So you can just click and color in the piece. You can change what's in the palette, just double click on it. Choose the material you want. You can even use images from your computer if you have materials I don't have, and fill in pieces with that. So let's see, you can find another wood in here, butternut wood. Fill that in. You can also replace the fill. This isn't just like a silly paint program. You can recolor in any piece. I'll show you getting the picture. So you just click Get Picture. You can right click on this and copy and paste it into an email and send to a client. Or if you go over to the save this and go to the resizing step, you can easily post it to Pinterest. But another nice thing it's doing is as you're coloring it in, it counts how much approximately of each material you need to build the design. So this makes sort of a handy little shopping list. Technically what it's doing is just making the largest box that would hold each piece. So it's kind of doing the worst case amount of material you'd need. But it's a handy way to know, at worst, how much you'd need to build the design. Skew is another option that you might actually want to use along with rotate and crop. You can use this to fix a design that is a bit distorted. For example, if you'd photographed something at an angle, one side would be a bit shorter than the other. The Skew tool, you can fix that. Or in this case, it's already nice and square, but if I wanted it to fit a different shape, I can distort it instead here. So for example, if I click and hold right on the upper right corner, that'll pull the upper right corner to the right. And you can see it's moved much of the design to all be flush right. And these little numbers here just help you get some sense of how much you're changing it while you're holding down the button. And then there are a few other options you can set, controlling paper size or page orientation. And you can usually just leave these on the default. For example, it automatically chooses the page orientation tall or wide that would use the least paper. If you're in Europe and you don't have letter size paper, if you're using A size paper, you'd want to set that so that the printout is accurate. But that essentially covers making and printing full-size designs with Rapid Resizer. If you have any questions or comments, you can probably leave those below or contact me at rapidresizer.com.